ZZ Top somehow than it is heavy metal, right? I'll give it that 3 sounds back. I'll put it away.
That's the thing I do. You know, the shit that I've been buying.
Good deal right there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. A lot of Louisville post-punk art. Cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
I'm in this staff today. No, he's not here yet. I don't know if he's going to be here, but he might. I'll see you later, sir.
Okay. Good to see you.
Well, we only got 2 records, but they're pretty good ones, so. Now if I can just figure out where my car is. Whew.
Yo, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. That's right, kids. It's Halloween. And you know what that means. Yes, that's right. It's time for my Jazz-O-Lantern installment. Every year I do a jazz-themed program on Halloween. And this is it. As you can see from the top of the video, I went to the record show, the record fair, whatever you want to call it. I was there looking for jazz records. I saw some other very cool things, like that copy of Satan is Real. Wow, I wish I had $175. I would have bought that. That said, I have been collecting some cool jazz records for this show. So let's get started. Coming in hot, US3 on Blue Note. That's right. I was flipping through the crates down at Half Price Books, and I saw this Blue Note logo, and I thought, what is that? And then I noticed this parental advisory warning down here in the corner, and I thought, what is this? And then I realized that the US3 was the hip-hop group that did Flip Fantasia, a monster hit in 1993. You might know the tune from tons of TV commercials, and it got a lot of radio play at the time. And this is basically an album of all jazz samples made into hip-hop tunes. At the time, US3 got total access to the Blue Note catalog, and the label was hoping that by melding hip-hop with jazz, they could turn on some new fans to the Blue Note catalog. And it actually worked pretty well. This is a fantastic sounding record, kind of pumped up bass. They chose some samples from, obviously, Herbie Hancock's Cantaloupe Island. There's some Thelonious Monk on here. They've got some pretty cool samples going, and the rapping is decent, but the whole vibe of the record is pretty pleasant, and it's a nice listen. This record goes for a little bit of money. It is on a traditional looking Blue Note label, and I was happy to get it. I paid up for it a little bit, but I think it was worth it. US3, Hand on the Torch is what this record is called. It's pretty good. I would highly suggest this. As I was digging in the crates, I started to find more gems. Yeah, this very, very clean copy of the Oscar Peterson trio, We Get Request. This is still in the shrink. On Verve, of course. Oscar, Ray Brown on bass, Ed Thigpen on drums. And boy, oh boy, we all know this is an audiophile title. Acoustic Sounds has a really nice pressing of this out right now if you're interested in getting it. I wasn't sure if it was something I needed, so I hadn't gotten it yet. So when I saw this very clean original for $9, I thought, yeah, that's cheap enough to give it a try. Boy, am I glad that I did. Oscar Peterson, right? Straight up virtuoso, plays impossibly fast, runs kind of mixed with beautiful chord voicings. Very, very accomplished musician, clearly. Ray Brown, beastly on the bass, has some real moments on here. Ed is hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. You really can't go wrong with this trio. This is a fantastic record. They do some standards on here, obviously, because it's a record about taking requests. In particular, Girl from Ipanema. Yes, very cool. Very clean. This is a mono, by the way. Yeah, less than $10. Evidently, someone had cashed in some of their Verve records, because I found this Kai Winding record, Dirty Dog. And I thought, wow, that's a very cool cover. I like this dog on here quite a bit. I'm not generally that in for trombone music, and there's trombone out the ass on here. There's up to 4 trombone players. But what sealed the deal for me is Herbie Hancock plays on all of the tracks. And I thought, wow, I can get down with that. If you've been watching the channel for very long at all, you know that I am somewhat of a Herbie completist. And as soon as I saw this one on that Verve label, sweet cover. This is pretty good. Once again, they do a nice rendition of Cantaloupe Island on here. A little slow, actually, compared to the original or the one off that US3 record that I just showed. But this is a nice sounding record. Definitely some hot tromboning going on here. Saw this for 25 bucks and probably just breaking into VG Plus. It's on that BYG label. Actual 41, Sun Ra and his Solar Myth Orchestra. Yes, Sun looking so cool on the front here. He is playing the clavinet on this record, even though he is credited with clarinet. That would be a misprint. This is a wild record. For sure, Halloween music. There's some things that you can maybe consider musical piece, but it's mostly just them reaching for the outer edges of the universe. Definitely some spooky action at a distance happening here. Just a whole bevy of insanity. Lots of different instruments playing. Complete madness at times. Then they try to bring it in and play something that sounds like jazz music. This is not quite as abstract as, say, something like John Coltrane's Ohm, but definitely in the ballpark. You know, when I pulled it out, it's got some marks on it and stuff, and I thought, should I hold out for a super clean copy? Because I only paid like 25 bucks for this. And I thought, those marks aren't going to make too much of a difference, because I know that this is just filled with utter madness. Yeah. So on your typical BYG label, I have a few of this series of records in my collection, and I'm trying to collect more. For whatever reason, I do love this cover. It is badass. And last but not least, this is sort of a two-part thing here. Pharaoh, the Pharaoh Sanders record. This is a highly coveted record by jazz hounds everywhere. You know, we dream of flipping through the crates and finding this record sitting there. You know, it goes from 800 and up generally. It's a very rare record, and this is the recently released box set. Chris Bellman mastered. It comes with a whole bunch of accessories, concert tickets, posters, even a whole pack of photographs from the session. It comes with a lot of cool pieces of memorabilia and stuff. That's really neat. It also, of course, has, let me pop it open here. Very nice reproduction of the Pharaoh record. On just that white private pressed label, and it sounds pretty awesome considering this was never meant to be an audiophile record. But this sounds really good. Chris Bellman did an excellent job. Opens with univibed electric guitar and Pharaoh Sanders vibing out, and the band starts joining in. It's spiritual jazz. If you keep digging in that box, when you get to the bottom, you find this. Pharaoh Sanders, Harvest Time Live. 1977, Harvest Time. Yeah, we're in Harvest Time right now. This is outstanding. Two pieces of music, one on each side. Chris Bellman cut, and it sounds incredible. Super dynamic. Sax sounds beautiful. The harder the band pushes, the louder the band gets. It's a beautiful recording. Now the bass, the upright bass, is a little kind of small sounding, but the sax and the drums are as big as a house. So it's a nice juxtaposition for the music. This is fantastic. I listened to the Pharaoh record several times before I even discovered that this was in the box. And when I put this on, I was blown away. I was like, wow, this sounds great. All in all, the Pharaoh box is $55-ish, and it's definitely something I would recommend. It is a treat, no doubt. Maybe Sun Ra would be the trick. Kai Winding and Oscar Peterson definitely treats. In the US3, it's a bit of a trick. It's definitely a bit of a trick. Anyway, yeah, those are the records that I got. I hope all of you guys have a safe and spooky Halloween. And until we meet again, that's right, I'm out.